Hi everybody, how y'all doing? So, Seahawks are just not doing very good today, so figured I'd go over some cool stuff when it comes to editing photos. So I'm gonna look at whitening someone's teeth. Let's kind of go over it real quick and see how easy it is to make somebody's teeth white or not. If you got Lightroom, some of these will work with you, some won't. If you happen to have any other software, I'm not sure if it's going to work for you, but hey, Capture One gives you more flexibility and I can adjust whatever I want the way I want. I took my video off because I need to see the background. You can watch me do this. I'll pop in and out with the audio describing what I'm doing. Beyond that, just watch and enjoy. That's about it. Enjoy the music. Generally, the first thing I do is I try to identify, where the teeth are, and that sounds kind of dumb, but you got to look at the whole framing here. Is the exposure right? And then if you look at these, they look pretty bright. They look pretty good, but there's a lot that can be changed on them. So first off, I'm going to bring down the highlights just a hair so I can get the natural skin tone. I know this should be a 5600. That'll finish up the rest of the toning. And then we start looking at some options on their teeth. So as I come in, you'll see his teeth right there look pretty good. But my goal is this, tell me what the color is. So he's got like 242, 243, and then it kind of just goes down to 230s. I try to keep those all in the 240s. Just a little bit more pop to them. They look really, really good. Same goes for hers. I think she's a little bit different. If I look at where she's at. So her high area is 240, 230. Then you drop down here, you're in the 189s. If you come up here, you're gonna be in 230s, 207, which means she's got pretty white teeth, but we can make some big changes here. Most times, if you've ever done this, you're going to go into a layer, but we're not going to be doing a layering like you usually do. Most times you have to go over to this tab to layer. We don't have to with Capture One. I'm going to show you how to use that tool, which is going to be right here. And then I like to adjust the size a little bit, so I'll drop the size down here. Now, I have not left the same tab I was in before. I'm just going to roughly highlight her teeth and get it in the right area. This is where it gets really, really fun. Capture One just makes stuff super easy. So I come over here, tap on this one, highlight it. I'm going to tap roughly this tooth, because that's a middle tooth. There's a little tab, you slide that forward. I don't want it to interfere with everything else. So you'll see this little haze area outside of this triangle. Just pull back the smoothness, so it's just going to lock in those colors. And now you'll see what your color code is. Well, your ranges are. And these are your two tabs. So you can actually adjust the hue, and you can change where that's 240. You already see your teeth are whitening. Change the saturation. Now we're starting in the 230s average, which is roughly where I like to be. And then now we're a little bit off. Once I hit about 230 across the board, and 229, 232, and 238, you end up with some super nice white teeth. Let me show you that real quick. See, zoom in a little bit. Now her teeth look extremely white, look nice and natural, because 255 is not natural. That's like blanketly white. That never makes sense. Now, you notice his teeth don't look like hers anymore. And they're just not, that's beautiful shine. And then his teeth here, they look, well, not the same. Most times you have to go back through, do layers again. What I love about Capture One is I hit this, I paint a layer over, and then I'm done. Now his teeth match. Simple as that. I mean, Less than a minute's of work. Got beautiful white teeth. And this is one of the things that people will request a lot of times for weddings because, well, let's be honest, it's that time of the year you want everything to be perfect, including their teeth. You know, this is, you want magnificent pictures. So there you go. Enjoy. I think this is a better example. You'll see his teeth up here are dramatically different than hers. But I've got this one and this tooth are close enough color-wise that I can combine the two. And I think you're gonna see really good whiting on the teeth. Won't take too long. Give me about 30 seconds here. This time I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to start off with his teeth, not hers, because hers are a better color than his is. Now for all my Lightroom people, you would normally go into this tab here, which is your layers tab. On Capture One, I have it in my high dynamic range or exposure tab, and with Capture One you could add any tool you want in. So if anyone's got questions, that's the reason why I'm able to stay in just one screen, one tab instead of jumping tabs, and still able to mess with the layers. And you can see the layer adjustments there, layer one or the background. Now back to editing. Now, you should probably notice that his teeth are a little bit harder to do than hers. So what I'll end up doing in this particular case is erase what I did on his. You'll see me erase a layer here real quick and add a brand new layer in specifically for him. So first off, let me get rid of what I've done on his work. Every once in a while you got too much of a pitch difference in color. So come out here, erase everything I've done on him. Doesn't take long at all to do. Add a new layer. Get to work on that. Here we go again. And this time I'm going to have to put a little different working on his, which isn't too hard. And I'll work on his different than hers because, let's be real, her teeth look great now. So her teeth are looking great. Now we come over here. Now I probably got another minute worth of work here to do, so enjoy the music. Now, if you're wondering why I'm running through a bunch of sliders, what I'm trying to do is see how close I can get this to natural white with the fact that his gum line is the way it is. So it's one of those things, as part of being a photographer, you have to take into account for what's natural, what's not natural for them. And I'm probably gonna have to smooth out the color just a little bit. Not the way I wanted to, but what happens is that range differing from his gum line to the teeth is there. Hers is not so bad. With him, it's because his teeth were damaged a little bit. So with the damage, you have to take into account of how the gum line is going to be, which I can go ahead and go with this, and it shouldn't be an issue at all. I would probably bring that back just a hair to line up the colors a little bit better. Now, as you can see, they're white now. I could go through and really get deep into Photoshop and then change his gum line. But if you're trying to put out some nice pictures that are real quick, real easy, especially for your clients, and they're looking for something they can throw directly on social media, and it looks nice, and the teeth look good, you can do something along these lines here. His luminance might be just a hair high, so let me adjust that just a hair. And then, because we knew what it started with, get a little bit closer to his natural color without making him look stained yellow. And that should make for a little bit brighter smiles without, you know, stepping over the lines of not real. It's just like he came out of a, dentist and just had his teeth whitened, which is fine. Beyond that, let's go back into the background. Did my last little bit of adjustments. Go to the highlights. And then that should be it. So this is an example of how you could just do some teeth whitening, get it done in a nice fashion, turn in a professional shoot. This would be something in the range of $1,200 to a $2,500 wedding. Just making sure they had good looking photos. You gotta spend some time on certain photos and getting them adjusted with a good turn-in rate of photos based on the amount of time you were there. If you're doing more of a $10,000 or $15,000 wedding for the photography side, you're going to jump into Photoshop and do some adjustments in the gum lines, and that would be normal. But if it's just starting and you're trying to make sure that you can deliver at a rate that makes sense and at the same time allows you to basically give a really good presentation, this is how you can do it. You can do it in Photoshop, you can do it in Lightroom, and in my case Capture One. I like it because it's a little bit easier to do. Export them out, and then you're done. That's not the name of the person for the wedding, I just thought it there. Beyond that, ready to go. Enjoy. Have a good day.